Hi, everyone. Welcome to Essential Oils for Every Day. I'm Connie Hughes, and I am from SmocketyFrogs.com, and I'm here with my friend Stacey Kilpatrick. Stacey, say hi. Can you hear me, Stacey? There she is.
Hello. Yes.
Okay,
Can
so
you not hear me?
Stacey, yes, I can hear you now. Okay.
Hello.
And I want everybody in the audience to know we've had a few glitches going on here tonight, so we're trying not to freak out about that, but hopefully everything's going to be smooth from here on out. We're here to talk to you about how we use essential oils every day. And I want to tell you how I kind of got started with essential oils. I was kind of a reluctant, like I came dragging in, kicking and screaming. All my friends were talking about essential oils, and I was kind of like, yeah, that sounds like it works, but I just don't have time to research it. And I know Tylenol works and I know Benadryl works and I don't have to read about how it works, so I'm just going to stick with those. But all of my friends have been talking about Young Living essential oils for a while. Well, I wish I would have gone ahead and researched it beforehand, because one day my 4-year-old got severely burned, like deep second-degree burns. We had to take her to the emergency room and a children's hospital in the big city, and it was very traumatic for all of us. And I remembered one time when I had put lavender on a tiny burn I had on my finger, and she had burns all over her shoulder, all over her back, and all over her chest. So I remembered how the lavender soothed my finger burn, and I remembered that Stacy had been one of my friends talking about essential oils, and I knew that she lived nearby me, so I called her and I said, what can you tell me about lavender? I've got to get some lavender. How can I buy some lavender from you? And Stacy said, I will meet you. I will come to your house, and I've got a bottle of lavender, and I will do all the research, because I was in panic mode. I mean, I was driving to the hospital at this point. And so anyway, Stacy ended up giving me a bottle of lavender and some spray and a roller bottle where I could apply it. And I said, okay, how much do I owe you? I mean, at that point, I would have paid anything. And she said, no, I want you to have it because I know it'll work and I want your baby to be well. So I was like, okay, she must really believe in these oils. And so anyway, long story short, you can read about it on my blog. If you search Smockety and ramen noodles, it'll be the first thing that comes up on Google. But my pediatrician and the doctor at Children's Hospital, Cook Children's in Fort Worth, were amazed at what happened when I applied that lavender, like every 2 to 3 hours. I mean, I was really diligent about it. And they said, don't use the prescription we gave you. Just whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. They were just amazed at what the essential oils did. So at that point, I asked Stacy, okay, how can I get in on this? Because I could see that these were amazing, and the doctors could see that they were amazing, and they were telling me that they were amazing. So I just wanted Stacy to tell me everything she knew about it and how I could get in on the train to the essential oils, that everybody else was already on. So I invited Stacy here tonight because I wanted her to tell y'all about it too, because once I find something that's amazing, like a new drink that's awesome at Sonic, I want everybody to know about the new drink that's awesome at Sonic, with the nerds in it. But I want everybody to know about these essential oils because they're awesome. So, Stacy, can you tell us why you believe so strongly in Young Living essential oils, and why didn't you tell me, just go to the health food store, they've got lavender there, but you wanted to drive all the way to my house, which was an hour, I think, from where you live, to give me that lavender. So can you tell about that?
Yes, yes. So many of the oils out there on the market have been compromised in some way or another, whether it's during the cultivation process or the harvesting or the distillation process. Um, Most oils that you will find in health food stores come from farms where plants are mass produced on soil that have been stripped or have been used before with pesticides on them. And those are really just looking to get the highest yield and not the highest quality oil. Whereas Young Living does some things that are much different from that. Um, Another thing that I need to be clear, is very lenient with the standards of oils and how they roll them. So, for instance, this is an oil that I bought when I first started using oils, and I didn't know about Young Living. And this bottle, I put a little piece of paper on here to cover up the label because I don't want you to know what label it was. But just for an example, the FDA has said that in order to put the word pure on your bottle, you only need 5% pure oil. 5%. That's nothing. And then whatever else you want to put in there, whether it's a filler oil or, you know, they can use solvents to extract those oils. They put a lot of different things in these bottles in order to kind of stretch the amount of pure oil that is in there. So they are actually making a lot of money. For example, this bottle is oregano, and I paid $23 for this, and it's 13.5 milliliters. Whereas with, and I have no idea how much is really oregano in here. I called this company, and they said it's a proprietary blend, and they said, tell me how much oregano is in there. So that's a little scary that they won't even divulge that information. But so $23 for 13.5 milliliters of however much oregano, compared to if you're on whole with Young Living, it's $27.75. But there are several things that Young Living does differently, and they call it the seed to seal standard. And it means just what it says. They control their product from the time they put the seed in the ground until it is sealed up tight in the bottle. They have complete control over how these oils are handled. They have over 5,000 acres of land on 4 different continents where they raise their own plants. They don't gather from the wild. They don't use chemical pesticides. They use leftover essential oil in order to keep down the bugs and things like that. They harvest their plants in the peak of the year. They build distilleries right there on their own farm, so there's no drying time from the time that other oil companies gather their plants and take them to the distillery. There's your drying out time, but not at Young Living. They use cold pressed, or they will steam distill to gently release the oils from the plant. Each batch is specific chemical requirements, but it's also partly tested. They don't dilute, adulterate their oils in any way, and so it's a pure process, and it's not a proprietary blend or a secret. They open it up their facilities up to the public. You can go harvest, you can watch the distillation, the testing, the bottling, the packaging, and they've been around for 20 years. They are like the gold standard of essential oils. And what a great thing this is, so there are tons of companies that are jumping on the bandwagon right now. But since they are the original and the most pure and open company, that's the reasons why I've chosen Young Living.
Okay, good. Yes, once you told me all that, I was totally hooked, and I was actually shocked that a bottle that you buy at the health food store can have such a little amount of the actual oil, but it can still say pure. So that was very eye-opening when you told me that. One thing I wanted to mention is Young Living does get their products into the hands of their customers through multi-level marketing, which means the person buys it, and then they recommend it to their friends, and then their friends buy it. And it's just like I just bought some mascara from my friend Ellen that I've had since first grade. It's that brand of mascara that makes your eyelashes really super long, because I'm about to go to my 30th high school reunion, and I want to have long eyelashes. So I bought this expensive mascara, you know, more expensive than the drugstore, from my friend Ellen, and she made a little tiny commission off of the mascara, which I was glad for her to do because she recommended it to me, and I know her, and I like her, and I trust her, and I was glad for her to have that. And I knew that if I got the mascara and I didn't like it, I could say, Ellen, I want my money back. I do not like this. But I also knew she's not going to recommend it if it's something that isn't good. So that's what I want to tell you today. I knew Stacey wasn't going to lead me down the wrong path. I've gone to church with her. I know her husband. I know her kids. I've been in her house. So I knew I could trust what she was telling me, and that's what I'm trying to tell everyone who's watching this is if you know Stacey or if you know me, you know we're not just going to tell you this is a good product when it's really not, because our reputation is at stake also. So anyway, Stacey recommended
Right.
that I
I
get.
would,
Go ahead.
sorry, I was going to add that I've never done a multi-level marketing. I always thought they were kind of scammy and wasn't interested in ever doing any of this. But it just kind of fell in my lap because I started using and people started asking. And then I did a little bit of research into my understanding. The reason that it's a multi-level marketing is because the founder didn't want to spend his money on advertisement, print, commercials, things like that. He wanted for his customers to reap the benefits. And so it's a lot, it's really smart. I mean, if he's going to give that money in order to let other people know about his product and, you know, be helping people, then it's not only helping people through oils and healing people, but it's also helping them, you know, stay at homes or people who do go to work. Just it's helping put that money back into the community who are actually using these oils. And so I think it's really smart.
Yeah. So you recommended that I start with the Premium Starter Kit, which is this kit that comes with 11 oils, and it comes with a diffuser, which is like a teeny tiny like humidifier kind of that puts the oils into the air, and some energy type drinks that are made of
Right.
juice and essential oils. And so I, trusting you, and I was amazed at what the lavender did, so I went ahead and got the Premium Starter Kit, and we use something out of that kit every single day, and I'm not exaggerating. And my kids have gotten to where they will ask me, will you rub some oil? I got a mosquito bite. Will you rub some oil on it? Or one day recently, my 10-year-old said, I have a headache, and I'm about to have to go to gymnastics. And I said, oh, well, here. And I started to reach for the Motrin. And she said, Mama, what about the oils? Because I was so used to just here, take some Motrin. And then I was like, oh, that's right. She wanted me to rub the peppermint oil on her head. And so I did that, and she was fine. But we've used it for allergies, and I actually made a video about that. It's on my blog, smockatyfrocks.com. We use it for headache, backache. I just moved my daughter into her dorm room, up and downstairs carrying boxes. And I rub some Valor on my back, which is also called chiropractor in a bottle, and I don't have a backache after that. We use it for sinus pressure, cuts, and burns, and just every single day there's something. You know, with 8 kids, somebody's got something that they need me to put oil on, and they love for me to diffuse it. So why do you recommend the Premium Starter Kit for when people are brand new to oils?
I recommend it because it really truly is the value. When I first started, I just was introduced to a few little oils and they worked on me, and I thought, you know what, I'm really going to jump in there and I really want to give it a try. And so when I did my research, I found that this Premium Starter Kit was tremendous value because, like you said, it comes with a diffuser. I don't know if you can see my diffuser back there on that counter. It looks like a little flower pot, and there's some mist coming out. It comes with that, which retail value is $98 by itself. But then you also get the 11 different oils, and here's a little picture. I don't know if you guys can see it. It may take a minute for it to come up, but there are 11 different oils that they are the most used oils within the, you know, these are the most ordered oils in the sense that people use these, like you said, it comes with peppermint, which we use, like you said, for headache, for stomach issues. One of my daughters, she gets very car sick, and so I have a little tiny thing of peppermint that she just sits in her car seat. And every time she thinks she's going to get a little nauseous, and she just whips it out and takes a sniff of it. We use it for fever. We no longer use Tylenol or any fever-reducing medications. We use it for, and I'm just going to go down and name a few things because this, I mean, this really is just going to be the tip of the iceberg because there are so many uses for these oils. But I don't want to sit here and tell you every single use because that could take a really long time. There is an oil called Thieves, and we use that for any kind of cold or flu. I have used it for strep throat. We have used it for any time the kids just kind of feel under the weather. I will rub some on their feet and on their spine, and that way it's there to be killing whatever it is that may be going on in their body. It comes with lemon. We use that for a lot of different things. We use it behind our ears. One of my children used to get chronic ear infections, consistent ear infections, I should say. I put it in my water to help flush everything out and cleanse my system. I use lavender, so we're already up to 4. Lavender, like we said, that's great for burns, for any kind of allergies. In the morning, I use that. I just take a little bottle and I'll dip it over and do a swipe right here and a swipe right here. And by the time I get upstairs and get the kids ready for bed, or ready, then I can feel that stuff starting to loosen up, and I don't have to take any allergy medications anymore. There's one called Stress Away, and that smells so good. It's so relaxing. Anytime that I'm just going to go into a situation where I might be stressed out, I just put a little on and it smells good. I know a lot of people use it for perfume even, just because it's such a refreshing fragrance. Frankincense, we use that all the time for any skin issues whatsoever. It could be for wrinkles, for age spots, for acne. I have friends who use it for depression. They'll put a drop or 2 on the crown of their head and it just calms them down. I know people who use it for high blood pressure. The next one is called Joy, and that's a new one to Young Living, and it's great. I put it over my heart every morning just to kind of calm things down and to make it smells really refreshing. Some people use that as perfume also. It's good for confidence and emotional balance. Peace and Calming, we use that a lot on our kids. We have 3 that use Peace and Calming every night on the bottom of their feet just to help them go to sleep and get a good night's rest. And then we have one that uses Valor, which is next oil, and that's also kind of an emotional balancing, tranquil kind of oil that people use. It's also called the chiropractor in a bottle. So if you go to the chiropractor a lot, and it's really great for putting on your spine or on the bottom of your feet. After that, it will help keep your adjustment longer. Panaway is great for, like Connie said, any kind of muscle pain, sports injury. When my son, you probably saw him walk behind me here a minute ago, but he's playing football now, and every time he's sore from sports, when he comes home at night, I put him in the bathtub. Well, he'll get in the bathtub with some Epsom salt, and he'll soak for about 10 or 15 minutes, and he's not come from football once since we started using that. And the last one is purification, and it does just that. It purifies things. It'll purify the air. It's great for bee stings or insect bites, ear infections. It neutralizes odor. My husband loves to cook crab legs, and I like to eat them, but I really don't like the smell. So every time he's been cooking fish or crab legs or things like that, then as soon as he's done, we put some purification in the diffuser, and it takes the fragrance, the fish smell right out. So those are the 11 oils that are included, but it also comes with, like I said, the diffuser. And then it has 2 packages of these, and this is called Nigenia Red. Some people call it NR, Ninja Red, just because it's easier to pronounce. But it's a great antioxidant drink. It's made from some other essential oils are in there, and it's just great. Instead of, I don't drink coffee anymore in the morning. This is what we use and just kind of get our day going and be balanced out. People are using it to regulate their blood sugars and things like that. But those, I mean, that in itself, tons of oils and products for you to go and try out. I had a friend the other day that called me and she said, "No, I get the whole kit thing, but I really don't know if I'm going to use everything. I know that I love these, peace and calming, and the diffuser. So if I don't get the kit, how much would that be?" Well, I had to explain to her a little bit about when you do get the kit, that allows you to have a membership where you get pricing for the rest of the time that you continue to order. So you get 24% off of what the retail price is. So without buying the kit, she was going to have to pay retail for this. So I added up peppermint seeds, peace and calming, and a diffuser, and at retail it was $213 just for 3 oils and 1 diffuser. So, I mean, paying this kit $150, and it's actually a $300 value. And I call it the best, like the ultimate sampler, because at Christmas and Valentine's Day, you get that great box of chocolates in there, and you gotta go in and try all of them. That's what this reminds me of, because you get so much and you get to try everything. It's just such a great value that I really can't recommend any other way to get started with Young Living. If you're going to try oils, it's just such a great value.
Right, right. It really is. And I am giving everyone who signs up in the month of August, my promotion is one of these books, and it's 485 pages that tells what every single oil does. It's a pocket reference, and this is what Stacey gave to me when she gave me the lavender. So I could know how to apply it, what it's used for, the history of it. And essential oils, by the way, have been used for thousands and thousands of years and have been treating illnesses and ailments for all this time. So they really are effective and known to be effective. And I'm also giving away these stickers that go on top of your bottles that are labels. And this little roller bottle, I don't know if you can see this, but Stacey gave this to me also, and this is how I ended up applying the oil to my 4-year-old. I rolled it on her shoulder and on her back. So that's for the month of August. That's the promotion I'm doing if you sign up with Young Living this month, which has, one more week left, I guess. But the way that you can sign up is go to smockatyfrocks.com, which is my blog, and you will see a little rectangle under my header that says, "What's the big deal about essential oils?" And if you click on that, that will take you to a post that explains exactly some of the things we've been telling you tonight. What you get in the premium starter kit, how you can use it, what it's good for, the history of oils a little bit, and even there's an explanation about how doctors in the U.S. are starting to use essential oils in their practice. So if you want to sign up, you can do that. Or if you're still not sure, and I know a lot of people say, well, I need to talk to my husband about it, and I want to do a little more research about it, that's fine. We have a Facebook page. If you go to facebook.com and you search the groups interested in oils, that's the page that I run, and Stacey's on there also, and there are over 100 people. I can't remember how many. But we all talk in there like, my daughter has a runny nose. What can I do about that? So you can get advice, ask questions, or tell your testimony in there. And there's lots of information in there. And you can also scroll down and see how to sign up if you're ready to sign up through essential oils also. And don't forget to sign up from someone that you know and trust, because then you can go to them and ask, how do I use this? Like, I still ask Stacey, like a bee sting, what do I do for a bee sting? And she'll call me and tell me and help me out. So I'm happy to do that for anyone also. Well, it's 8:30, and we had some technical difficulties at the beginning, but I think we had a pretty good hangout. And I want to thank everybody who came to watch. And thank you, Stacey, for coming and explaining everything you know, or just the tip of the iceberg of what you know about essential oils. And thank you for getting me started on this wonderful journey of essential oils. And That's our hangout for
Good
tonight.
luck.
Thanks for joining us.